They keep going back and forth over the evidence, Nora. Back and forth. Barbara was involved in Drew's death.
Well, she was more than involved, right?
Drew was very concerned about her right before he was shot.
I know. And you've been shouldering that concern. You even like Barbara. Joey likes Barbara.
Joey.
It was an act of revenge, wasn't it?
The way I see it, she was trying to shoot Kevin. But instead, she ended up killing my son.
The only wall in this room is the wall that was created by the bullet that tore through my back.
Baby, that doesn't create the wall. Okay? The wall is created when you give it the power.
My paralysis is not in my imagination.
Sweetheart, I know that. I'm not saying that it is. I know that. But you know what? I'm not asking you to dance a jig for me. I'm not asking you to go climb a mountain. None of that stuff is important anymore. The one thing that matters to me is the love that you and I have between us. And you know what? It's supposed to survive anything that's thrown our way. And I can feel it slipping away from us, and it's wrong. I don't want that to happen.
Kevin, you want to pretend that nothing's happened.
No, that's not true.
Yes, you do. Listen to me. Listen to me. You want things to go back to the way they were. You want my responses to go back to the way they were. You want life to go back to the way it was without pausing to recognize what has happened to me. Sweetheart, I need a nurse. I do not want you to do everything for me, not every day. I don't want that. I need a nurse, and I want Barbara.
Why don't we ask Barbara what she wants?
Yes, let's ask Barbara.
Okay, let's. But if we're gonna do that, Barbara, do us a favor and answer honestly, okay?
I want to work for Cassie. For as long as she wants. I'll do whatever she wants.
Barbara?
Andrew, please. Now, I hope all of this is settled once and for all. And Kevin, honey, the next time you want to change my medical treatment, please talk to me.
You know, I don't think that there's any more that I can do here this evening, so I'm going to leave. And since Kevin is here, perhaps Barbara could go with me.
Sure, by all means go, but I'm going to see you tomorrow, right?
Yes, of course. Good night.
Good night. Honey. I know there's a hell of a lot more going on between you and Barbara than either one of you are willing to lead on. You know why I know? Because I come into my house and I feel this tension.
You know, Kevin, the only tension that you're feeling
No,
is what
don't do this. Don't say it. You gotta stop pushing me away. I'm trying so hard to hang on to you, and it's all I want to do. I just want to hold on to you. I just want to keep you.
You know, I'd stay out of this if I were you, Mr. Will Rappaport. You know, you're damn lucky you're sick.
Will, you have to get back in the bed.
Yeah, come on, I want you. You just got out of bed. I want you laying down.
No. I made a mistake, all right? I know that. It is my fault that Jessica is pregnant.
I don't think you should do this now, okay? Not while Clint is this upset.
I am not gonna walk away from that, and I am not gonna let all of you go ballistic over it either.
Oh, you're not gonna walk away, are you? Well, hell, why should you?
Clint, don't do this, please.
I mean, you're just a spoiled little rich kid who thinks he walks on water. You think you can charm your way out of anything, don't you?
Could we take this to a less public place?
Oh, yeah, you go ahead and protect your precious little son. Well, our daughter has to go public with this, whether she wants to or not. She's pregnant, Lindsay, and it's his responsibility. He did it.
I know that. What am I doing? I am trying to do what is right.
Into it with him.
You know why? Tell me, why did you have to pick on someone as innocent and inexperienced as our daughter? Why? Huh? Or was that the appeal for your young buck like you with your jaded talent?
All right,
That's not the way it
Both of you stop talking!
All right, please. This is a hospital. We're going back to bed. Come on.
Come on.
I didn't order the IV drip for you to rip out. Get in bed, please.
Lindsay, I'm telling you straight. You get your husband out of here, or my fist is gonna have a conversation with his head.
That kid in there is a menace. I don't want him anywhere near Jessica again.
Clint, don't say that.
I mean it. I mean it. He can just stay clear away from the whole Buchanan family, period.
Does that include his mother, too? Or aren't you considering me a Buchanan these days?
Kevin, I'm just trying to adjust to everything that's happened to me.
And you have to adjust with Barbara
Why
here.
do you keep obsessing on Barbara? I've already forgiven you for sleeping with her.
Sweetheart, it is impossible and it's insane and crazy for you to assume that you can forgive and forget everything there is about Barbara and have her underfoot day and night in this house.
I am not crazy, Kevin.
I didn't mean it literally.
I am not crazy.
Okay, I know that. I just think it's a lot for you to handle. Too much.
It's what I want.
Why? I don't understand that. Explain that to me.
It's what I need. Okay, and maybe someday all of this will come to some satisfactory answer.
What kind of doublespeak is that,
Yeah,
sweetheart?
I'm just trying to do the best I can.
What does that mean?
Maybe someday we will get through this, but the only way I'm going to get through this is if I do it on my terms, okay? Where were you?
I was at Club Indigo.
Did you have a good time? Was the music good?
Not particularly. Bo and Nora were there.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Did they dance?
Damn you. I don't want to talk about Club Indigo.
I want to know
wanna
who else
talk about
was
us.
there.
God, Detective West was there. Hank was there. Barbara was there.
Did she dance?
Nobody danced, sweetheart.
I'm sorry, I'm just curious.
Barbara was there. Bo and Nora brought her.
Why?
Because, you know, she dates Joey, and Joey's out of
Oh,
town
yeah,
in
right.
New
Of
York.
course, I know. She's Joey's girlfriend, so naturally she's part of the family now.
You get that? That right there is bitterness.
I'm sorry. Okay, you know what? I think maybe I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed.
Why don't you stay and tell me? Tell me about this.
Kevin.
I want to know.
Not tonight. I'm gonna go to sleep now.
I don't know if you're a Buchanan or not, Lindsay. I mean, that's a real good question. I think it's about time you made a choice. Just which family do you want to be a part of?
Are you asking me to turn my back on my son? Because I won't do it.
Why? He's only lied to you over and over.
He's not
and over.
lying. He's trying to make amends.
He's trying to save his own story.
Stop that. Don't. However angry you are with Will, I'm angry with him too, but he's right about one thing. We're all in this together.
We are all about to become grandparents.
We? What do you mean, we? You got a mouse in your pocket? Because not you, not Sam, and not your boy Will is gonna have anything to do with Jessica's baby.
Don't say that, okay? Haven't you done enough damage already? You lit into Christian, and he was only trying to protect
Oh,
Jessica.
by the way, I'm still pretty angry at him for running off with her like that.
Let's just hope we can find them and let them know that now we know the truth.
Oh, I'll find him. I'll find him, all right. You just wait and see.
Oh, really, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They ran away because we were not supportive and understanding. And at this point, I don't blame them one bit. I'm afraid they're going to find out you're trying to have Christian arrested for kidnapping Jessica.
Well, he did. And both he and Will hijacked their own good sense.
Haven't you cooled your jets yet?
No, I haven't, and I'm not about to.
Look, these are kids we're talking about. Kids.
Kids? He's 18 years old, Sam. That's no kid in my
All we're
book.
asking you to do is calm down a little bit.
Clint, you have to calm down. You have to. May I go speak to Will for a minute, please?
If Dr. Chow says it's okay, of course.
How long have you known?
What?
Oh, don't play dumb with me.
Come on.
How long have you known that Will got her pregnant?
I just found out.
Oh, you expect me to buy that?
Clint, please.
Oh, will you stay out of this?
It's true. Will wanted to tell us. Jessica wouldn't let him.
Oh, fine. Blame it on Jessica. You know, the next thing I know, I'll be hearing that my daughter raped your son. Ha!
You go after him. Lindsay,
No, no. It's too late.
it's not too late. You go after him right now. Lindsay, go. Go!
I wanted to tell you. I did, but I just didn't think it was a good idea, and I didn't want to betray her.
How did this happen, Will? How? I mean, I know you were drunk, but good Lord.
I don't know. You know, I just think we were just both so bummed out. I mean, she thought Christian wanted Roseanne, and I thought Roseanne wanted, I don't know, anybody but me.
So you got drunk and you had sex. Do you love my daughter?
Yeah, I do. Not like that, but I mean, she's this incredible friend. I mean, kind of like my dad and Nora.
Oh, really? Except in your case, your friend is carrying your baby.
Barbara's been my #1 suspect for a while now. I kept trying to come up with other explanations.
Sykes has been covering for her, hasn't he?
That's probably because the senator-elect has been putting the screws to him.
What are you going to do, Bo?
Nothing. Not till I have conclusive proof.
The case is closed.
Exactly. I know how much pressure a U.S. senator can bring to bear. You ready to have agents rifling through our garbage?
Yeah, if that's what it takes. I could strangle Sykes.
You know, Sykes and Barbara were real close at one time.
Yeah, I don't care. You do not protect a murderer. Bo, he stood in our living room and swore up and down that Monk did it.
And then the mysterious phone calls started coming in. Follow the footprints.
Sykes? You think he was the caller?
I think it was someone with access to police files.
So Drew was trying to write a B.
B for Barbara.
Oh, boy. Okay. We gotta think this one through, all right? We gotta think of means, motive, opportunity.
Well, she had a motive.
Kevin went back to Cassie.
Yep, he dropped Barbara just high and dry.
Well, my goodness, and she tried to kill him. You gotta be careful who you dump, huh?
You know, Sykes dumped her. The rumor was always this knife wound that he's got here, a scar, that it came from a lover's spat.
She doesn't handle rejection well, does she?
Fatal shot was fired from her gun.
Her gun was stolen.
Yeah. And Monk Defense says that he sold it to Dorian.
But we know he didn't do that. Maybe he sold it back to Barbara.
It could be. All right, let's talk about opportunity now. Barbara was on duty at the hospital the night Drew was shot.
But she was sleeping in the on-call room for part of that time. She could have left the hospital then.
So we would have to find somebody that saw her leave.
Wait a minute. Cassie said she saw the eyes of the killer and that they were brown. Barbara's got blue eyes, doesn't she?
Well, actually, they're green. You know, there's something strange going on between Cassie and Barbara.
Yeah, but strange enough for Cassie to provide an alibi to the woman who paralyzed her?
I think we need to talk.
I think we've talked enough.
I thought you wanted to try and make this marriage work.
Well, Henry Ford wanted the Edsel to work.
I thought you wanted to try and be a family.
Lindsay, I've had a good look at just what you call a family.
I am hurt, too, you know. I can't believe that Will could do something like this and not even tell me.
Uh-huh.
But he's a good boy, Clint. He is, and he's trying to do the right thing.
Well, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? He's a perfect blend of his two parents.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you'll figure it out.
Could we just put our personal feelings aside and concentrate on our family? Because I know if we all put our heads together that we can come up with a solution.
Not if Will's involved, we can't.
You can't be serious. Will is just a boy. If you hate my son, how could you possibly love me?
Listen to me. If you hadn't come into my life, my daughter wouldn't have met your son. She'd still be a virgin. She'd be off studying writing in New York. There'd be a whole world of opportunity opening up right in front of her.
You're trying to make this my fault. You know what I think? I think that you're just using this as an excuse to end this marriage.
Really? Did I say that?
No, but that's what you mean, isn't it?
Well, listen to me, and you listen good. I say what I mean. I don't have to beat around the bush.
I was under the impression that a crisis brings a family together.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Families that trust each other, that is. And, well, right now, I trust you about as far as I can throw you.
I don't think you mean that. I don't. And you know why? Because I know you. And you're a fair man. And a kind man. And a forgiving man.
And what kind of woman are you? Because, to tell you the truth, I don't have any idea. But what I'm starting to suspect kind of makes my skin crawl.
I guess everyone wishes I would have just kept my mouth shut, huh?
No, I certainly don't wish that at all. Everyone needs to know the truth so that we can deal with it, and that includes Jessica and Christian once they return.
Yeah, if they return.
Well, when Jessie and I spoke at Thanksgiving, she did not give me the impression that they weren't going to return eventually. I wish it will be sooner rather than later.
You must think I'm pretty awful, huh?
I'm angry about what happened. I'm angry at the way it happened, and I'm angry at the deception afterwards. But I'm certainly not going to lay the blame at your feet any more than at my daughter's.
Yeah, I don't think my stepfather agrees with you.
No, he does not. Clint is very, very upset. But he has every right to be.
Yeah, I know. My mom thinks this is going to break up their marriage.
Hey, don't worry about your mother. Your mother happens to be very resourceful.
Well, I'm going to let you get some rest.
Mrs. Carpenter? I'm sorry.
I'll bet you are. Unfortunately, being sorry doesn't solve a thing, does it?
Well, go ahead and say it.
Say what? What, you made a mistake? You're doing your best to take responsibility for it, show up, do the right thing? I'd say that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just doing what you taught me. You know, I mean, if you created some disaster, you wouldn't walk away from it, would you? I mean, especially if you got some woman pregnant.
If I'd created a disaster? No. Look, I want you to know, every step of the way here, you're in the process of becoming a man, and I just have this feeling that by the time this is all over, you will have become a better man than I could ever hope to be.
Thanks.
Should we tell Joey? Barbara does seem pretty unstable.
Yeah, that's why Drew was so concerned.
Boy, do you think that Senator Graham pays any attention to his daughter at all?
Only when she's in trouble.
And he can't possibly let her go for help, you know? That would be admitting publicly that his family has mental problems. No, no, no.
You know, it's no wonder that she's attracted to Joey. He's a kid, he cares. You know, he's attentive.
Sensitive?
Yeah.
And it's no wonder that he's attracted to her. She's so needy.
You think so?
Oh, Joey's a rescuer. Always has been.
What if he walks away?
No, he's pretty hung up on her. Of course, if he finds out what she's been up to.
If he loses interest, then Barbara would be very upset.
Even more reason for us to get some proof. Get her into custody and get her into therapy. Fast.
Yeah. How?
You know, I have a very kind and caring and sensitive husband.
You think I would try to steal her away from Joey?
No, no, please don't do that. But I'm in the middle of a high-risk pregnancy. No, don't you want someone looking after me? Like a trained nurse?
Well,
Hey. Still here? What time is it?
are you angry at me?
No, I'm angry at myself. How would I be angry at you?
I did try to stop you from owning up.
Yeah, well, maybe you just didn't want to see me get killed by Clint Buchanan.
I was being a little more selfish than that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I didn't want to lose you, and I've kind of grown used to you hitting on me.
Well, I've grown kind of fond of you smiling back when I do, so don't feel too guilty.
I did something really stupid.
What do you mean?
We didn't get stuck in that freezer by accident. I made it happen.
That's an awful thing to say.
It's an awful thing to feel.
And I don't believe you mean it.
Really? Trust me. I mean it. I'm not joking here.
Clint, I know that we put the cart before the horse when we walked into that Las Vegas wedding chapel, but it's not as though we were perfect strangers.
No. I saw a beautiful woman that I thought needed me. Something that Vicky never did. And I liked that. I liked feeling needed.
But I have a lot of love to give. I have a lot of love to give you and that baby that Will and Jessica are gonna have.
Well, you're fine. You go right ahead. You give that baby all the love you want to, but you make sure that, damn sure, that Will stays away, far away.
Clint, be reasonable. He's the father.
No, not in my book, he isn't. Now, you listen. I raised 2 boys, 2 sons, that I had nothing at all to do with their conception. Nothing. But I was a father to them. And you can take that to the bank.
Just like Will be the father.
No.
Yes, just like you. Will would be the father of his child, but not if he never gets a chance to spend any time with his son.
Well, that's exactly the way it's going to be. He is no part of this deal. Now, you got that?
Well, then I'm not part of the deal either. Because you don't want my son, you don't want me.
Look, you never gave a hoot in hell about me. Not since I slipped that ring on your finger. It was always Sam and Will, Sam and Will, Sam
I don't
and Will.
deserve to be talked to like this.
Yeah. Well, maybe if I'd have spoken up sooner, we wouldn't be in this fix.
I love my son. I don't know why, but in your book, this is a sin. Sam is his father. End of story. And the rest is in your imagination.
You know, we haven't been married all that long, Lindsay. I doubt that the court will award you that much.
What?
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, shall we? You married me for my bank account. And everybody knew it, everybody but me. Joey and Nora. All you wanted was my name and my bank account.
You go to hell.
Hey, don't go on my account. Quite a day, huh?
Been quite a month. You, I mean, it hasn't been that bad, has it? You're not,
No, I'm not planning on jumping. You? No, I just wanted to think for a bit about what we're gonna do when Jessica comes home.
On the roof.
On the roof, yeah. Well, it's close, you know. Besides, I have quite a relationship with this hospital. Had some very intense days here in my life. All my children were born here. I've lost a lot of loved ones here. And I think I've experienced just about everything in between. All the curveballs that life could possibly throw me.
Well, that's an apt description of Todd, a curveball.
It's also a nice place to be alone.
Or with a friend, hopefully.
Yeah, friend.
Thanks. So you come up with anything new about our current situation?
No, not at the moment, no. But I'll tell you something. Out here under the stars, at least the problems don't seem quite so huge.
Well, I believe that sometimes you just have to go on faith.
Yeah, maybe. You know, ever since I found Todd out here on this ledge, I've wondered what it must have been like for him, with nothing between him and eternity except just a little air.
Todd never told me what that felt like. But right about now, I bet Will and Jessica could tell us.
I don't want to be here. I don't know why you insist upon this.
Because I'm trying to save your soul.
Drew, it's too late.
Never too late.
What am I supposed to do? You saw Cassie. You heard her. She is determined to torture me until I don't know when.
This has gone way beyond you and Cassie and the sick relationship you have. This is starting to impact her marriage to Kevin, which affects my son. Think about River. Think about it. How can I allow him to stay in that house while this is going on?
But it's Cassie.
I understand she's out of control. I'm not denying that. What does it mean? It means the truth will come out. Barbara, sooner or later, the truth will come out. Come with me to the police station. I will be beside you every step of the way. I promise you.
I'm so scared.
You will never be free until you lift the weight of this burden from your soul.
I just have to make a phone call. Please, it's personal. I know.
I want to help. I want.
I know.
Now, Reverend, I thought she was Joey's woman.
I'm here as her minister, RJ, so I'm sorry to disappoint you. What's with the brandy? We ordered coffee.
Oh, it's cognac. My thanks for the shelter when things seemed most bleak.
I guess sometimes things do go right.
And sometimes they don't.
Dad, I can't go on like this.
What are you talking about? Where are you?
I'm at Club Indigo with Andrew, Reverend Carpenter.
Honey, listen to me. I don't want you to tell anyone what you've done.
I already have.
Barbara, how could you be so stupid? Good Lord, how did I wind up with such a blockhead for a daughter?
He wants me to confess.
You are not to do anything of the kind. Do you hear me?
But he says that I won't be free until I do.
I want you to leave that place right now. I want you to go home and get some sleep. Now, we'll talk in the morning. Do you understand me?
Dad. I promise.
I'm only trying to protect you, baby. Now, you know that, don't you?
Yeah. Good night.
Listen, Andrew, if you decide to unburden yourself, this friendly neighborhood bartender can be the soul of discretion. In the meantime, enjoy the cognac.
Yeah, you know, I never drink on the job, and I don't think Barbara should drink.
Your loss.
I have to go.
Barbara?
No.
Barbara, listen.
I know.
You've got to finish, Barbara!
Last call.
You locked us in a freezer?
I knew the repairman was coming.
That is nuts, Roseanne. Why would you do something like that?
Okay, it was stupid. I didn't want to lose you.
Look, what, you thought I would keep better frozen solid?
I lose everyone in the end, Will. Everyone.
Look, I know you lost your dad, all right? And your mom, too. Sort of. But not me.
How can you be so sure? You're the father of Jessica's baby.
Yo, who's been chasing you around all over Landview ever since we arrived in town, huh? Look, I mean, I know things are a little messed up right now, but you still believe in destiny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll be together because that's our destiny.
Really?
Really. Look, you need to start believing in the most powerful force you got going. It's yourself.
Cold air feels kind of nice. Sometimes I think it would be awfully nice to just dump all our responsibilities just for a day or two. You know, chuck all the crises and the shoulds and the oughts and the have-tos. We get so hung up in the minutia of life, and we forget to just live.
Excuse me, but do I detect just a little note of maybe envy towards Jessica?
Oh, I don't think I'd go that far. But I'll tell you a secret. I'm proud of her. She did a very brave thing. To just break free and say, this is what I need from me right now, and to hell with the ties that bind.
Well, our kids teach us a lot, don't they? You have a wonderful daughter there.
Yeah, thank you. Unfortunately, she and Will and Christian are in one hell of a fix. Okay, now I'm cold.
Yeah, me too.
So we go inside and we get warm, and we deal with our problems.
Yeah?
It's been a long time since I closed down a bar. I'm gonna regret it in the morning.
You should stop by with your lost souls more often.
Yeah.
That is what Barbara is, isn't she?
No. Barbara's seeking my help. I can't talk about it. I'm just...
Somebody just decided to use us for target practice.
Absolutely not. No, there's no way. It's too dangerous. It's out of the question.
Think about it.
There's nothing to think about. If we're right and Barbara's a killer, no way she sets foot in this house. Hello?
Bo, it's Lindsay.
Lindsay. Hey, what's up?
I'm in some big trouble. It involves your brother.
What happened?
Well, he just found out that Will is the father of Jessica's baby.
What?
I know. It's a long story, and I can't really talk right now, but could you please do me a huge favor and go down to the office and talk to Clint, because I'm afraid of what he might do.
Hey, champ.
Hey. Thought you guys left.
No way. You are going to get released tomorrow.
Any word on Jess?
No, not yet, no. But there are a lot of people looking for her. They'll be found.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I haven't got any answers or anything, but we should at least sit down and talk.
Very wise, very responsible of you.
Just like your father. That's true.
Clint will calm down, I promise you.
It doesn't matter. No, I mean, it's not up to you guys. Not really. I mean, it's my problem. And Jessica's. Yeah, and then the truth of the matter is, right now, nobody else matters. Except the three of us.